You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Right now at 7, volunteers from the community of Carterville gather together to help restore the historic Carterville Gym and Community Center.
And the SEK Humane Society hosted its 46th annual chili fundraiser.
And we've got a chilly start for us today. However, warm weather's on the way. So are some rain chances. We'll talk about all of that coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Thanks for joining us for the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Tanya Bach. The Southeast Kansas Humane Society hosted its 46th annual chili dinner at the Memorial Auditorium in Pittsburgh Sunday. The Humane Society gathered 375 pounds of meat to make over 500 pounds of homemade chili. Chili dinner included a bowl of chili, dessert, crackers, and a drink. The Humane Society also sold quarts of their famous chili for $15 each.
So we're blown away. We are every year. This is our largest fundraiser. This fundraiser takes 2.5 months to get together just because there's over 60 plus volunteers for it. There's over 900 pounds of chili that is made for this event. And it takes a team. It takes a community. And we're so blessed to have this community support its animals in need at our shelter.
The event is the Humane Society's biggest fundraiser of the year. First Community Church in Joplin hosted a chocolate festival to raise money for the philanthropic educational organization. The festival offered visitors chocolate party trays, pies, cakes, and cookies for any Super Bowl party, as well as a salad lunch.
Well, last year, because of COVID, we had to cancel, and that we thought, okay, maybe we just won't do this again because it's a lot of work and preparation, but it's one day and then it's over. And so brought it up and they said, oh, of course we're going to do the chocolate festival. And we had some plans that got canceled. So, and then we were worried people would forget about it or not ever, but nope, they didn't.
Well, philanthropic educational organization provides educational opportunities for women. Well, the Pittsburgh Public Library celebrated Galentine's Day by hosting an afternoon of crafts, chocolate, and book title bingo before the big game yesterday. The event was hosted by the library's Adult Services Department and inspired by the TV show Parks and Rec. It was a ladies-only pregame party.
We did not think it was going to be Super Bowl Sunday, so this is sort of turning into a pre-Super Bowl game party, but basically it was just an opportunity for women to get together, just to celebrate female friendships and relationships and just have a good time. A lot of people don't have anybody to spend Valentine's Day with, and this is a very good way for people to get together and have fun.
Well, the event was open to all area women ages 18 and older. And in case you missed it, the Chiefs did win the Super Bowl. The Joplin Public Library hosted its annual community-focused Black History Fair over the weekend. The fair featured a special presentation from the Alexander Madison chapter of the Kansas City Buffalo Soldiers. The presentation detailed the evolution of African-American soldiers from the Civil War to their influence in World War II and the Korean War.
We kind of acknowledged that, as the library, what we do is share resources with people. And so a great resource is these community organizations. They're doing really important work in the Black community in Joplin. And so as the library, we want to highlight that and introduce people who may not know about them. We want to introduce people to them.
The fair was free to the public. Carterville citizens gathered to restore the historic Carterville Gym and Community Center. Volunteers painted and repaired windows, ceilings, and lighting, and volunteers sourced material donations from vendors, so the repairs were at no cost to taxpayers. And work began to remodel the lobby, hallway, and community room in November.
Yeah, to me, it just warms my heart that my vision, I guess if you want to call it anything, from years past is, towns just don't grow and improve themselves. Caring people grow and improve their towns. That's on the back of my business card as mayor, and I had that thought before I even intended to run for mayor. So,
The gym was originally built in 1954 for Carterville High School.
Well, we've got a pretty decent day ahead of us, but heading into tomorrow, we do have wind advisories for the majority of the counties in our area. They kick in early tomorrow morning and run through early Wednesday morning. Now, right now, MoDOT camera, 32nd in range line, clear skies as the sun is rising. And you can see that sunrise from our camera at 7th in range line. 32 in Joplin, feeling like 27 with a west breeze at 5. And it's a cold start for us today, but it's going to get better. 27 Iola, 28 Parsons, 36 Miami, 32 Neosho, Carthage, Lamar, and 31 in Nevada. And as we get our day started, we'll have plentiful sunshine. That cold start quickly gets out of here as the sun warms us up. We're up to 48 by 11 o'clock, and then through the afternoon, we're up to 60 degrees or so for some of us, mostly sunny skies. Then this evening, we're going to drop back to 47 by about 8 and just hover there. Cloudy skies, and then some showers begin to build in, say around 11 o'clock in the area, and that'll translate into more rain, maybe some thunderstorms for tomorrow. 56, 65 Wednesday, a 40-degree drop down to 25 Wednesday night. A light wintry mix possible in our northwestern counties Wednesday into Thursday, only 35, then 39. Then we start to warm up heading into the upcoming weekend.
Coming up, the Pittsburgh Polar Plunge happened over the weekend, and our very own Yana Tula takes you there to show you what this event means for Special Olympics Kansas.
And later, our parent company, Morgan Murphy Media, started a program to help train young journalists. We continue to highlight these young journalists, and today we're going to introduce you to Amber Jenkins. You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
In Health Watch this morning, the suicide rates in the U.S. increased in 2021 after 2 years of decline, and that's according to a new CDC analysis that was published Friday. According to the data, there were 14.1 suicides for every 100,000 people. When broken down by ethnic groups, there were significant increases in suicides among Native Americans, Black Americans, and Hispanic Americans. But when it comes to white Americans, the suicide rate had actually declined. If you or someone you know is struggling with mental health, you can reach the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline by calling or texting 988. Feeling blue? It may help to move somewhere with cleaner air. It's not always that easy, but scientists believe they found a link between air pollution and depression. A massive study of almost 9 million people looked at Medicare recipients who were at least 65 years old, and it found that those who lived in areas with high levels of air pollution were more likely to experience depression. Even low levels of pollution were associated with a higher risk of late onset depression. The association was higher among poorer people, which could be because they're also exposed to other stressors. Most of the participants were white, so it's unclear if the results would be similar among diverse populations. Well, if you want to live longer, you can try eating less. A new study suggests people of normal weight might be able to live longer by reducing the number of calories they eat. The study's author said that link has been known in laboratory animals for close to 100 years. His research found people who reduce their caloric intake by 25% can slow the pace of aging in humans. That's determined by looking at biological clocks, which are changes to cells that thought to show the process of aging. But biological clocks are controversial as measures of how long someone will actually live, and many scientists don't believe they are better predictors of the lifespan than chronological age. And the CDC reports nearly 75% of new COVID-19 cases are caused by the XBB 1.5 subvariant. But public health officials say even though the Omicron subvariant is outcompeting other viruses, it hasn't caused a big rise in new cases. Instead, the number of new cases has plateaued, with COVID-19 hospitalizations and deaths falling off too. And that could be because the bivalent boosters have proven effective against the spread of XBB 1.5. Antiviral treatments like Paxlovid and remdesivir also continue to work against this subvariant. Health officials in Wisconsin last week report 5 cases of toxic shock syndrome since last July. TSS is a rare but potentially deadly bacterial infection caused by the improper use of tampons. And now one woman who nearly lost her life to TSS is talking about the challenges she faced. Emily Riley reports.
Michelle Alberts recalls a week in June of 2007. She was a dance teacher battling what she thought was just a case of the flu. After a few days, she consulted her doctor and was rushed to the ER with a rare case of toxic shock syndrome. She tells me she fell into a week-long coma.
The doctor told my husband and my mom, you might want to call your family in and come say their goodbyes. She's like, she's not going to make it.
And then she says a miracle happened.
It was July 3rd is when I woke up, and that was my niece's birthday. And the first thing I said was, oh, it's my niece's birthday. Oh my God. And so my family started crying.
But after waking up from the coma, Michelle, a dance teacher, saw her feet in bandages and was told they were going to be amputated.
I bawled and I cried, and I didn't even care that I was alive. I was so like, I'm over, this is over, I'm over. Like, what am I going to do now? What am I going to do?
Thankfully, Michelle has recovered and still teaches dance. But to this day, her immune system remains compromised, and she still has nerve damage. Michelle's recovery has come a long way. She says she looks at her life differently after almost losing her life to toxic shock syndrome. Health experts say warning symptoms of TSS are rashes, feeling feverish and faint, and a severe drop in blood pressure. In the 1980s, the government made it a requirement for tampon manufacturers to warn its customers its use can be associated with toxic shock syndrome. Doctors say TSS can be caused by a buildup of bacteria, which can happen with improper use of feminine hygiene products. Michelle says she took proper precaution, but believes switching from the brand she usually bought caused it.
I don't want anyone else to ever have to deal with that. So if they can learn from this, if they can actually take those things seriously, yeah, you kind of be like, oh, it's just 1 in a million, it's one here. I thought that too, and it actually happened to me.
We've got clear skies as the sun rises across the area. Clear roads, of course, too, to go with that. We're a little bit cold this morning, but that's going to change as the day progresses. Plus, we're tracking some rain chances as we head into tonight and tomorrow. We'll break it all down when the KOAM Morning News returns. Special Olympics Kansas hosted their annual Polar Plunge fundraiser. KOAM's Yana Hautala has more.
Southeast Kansas residents jumped in the pool at the Crimson Villas in Pittsburgh to raise money for a good cause for Special Olympics Kansas.
People from all over Southeast Kansas raised money to help our athletes have competitions and programs that they can do year-round.
A total of 121 plungers in 21 teams jumped in the chilly water.
This is a law enforcement torch run event, so the law enforcement torch run's responsibility is to raise money and awareness for Special Olympic athletes. So police officers from all over the world do events like this, and this is just one of our largest events in Southeast Kansas and brings in a lot of money.
Participants are excited about the event and helping the community any way they can.
It's pretty darn cold. I think that we were lucky that it was sunny out, and we're happy about that, but we're happy to be here to participate and support the Special Olympics and do our part to be a good part of the community and to be a good neighbor.
Fletcher says the amount of participants is bigger than it has been for a long time. They also have well over 20 sponsors to help the athletes' journeys.
Athletes mean so much to us, and we want to make sure that they're able to have these programs and these competitions, and that it's free of charge for them, and so that we want to be able to provide these different things for them so that they're able to get out into the community and be celebrated for the talents and skills that they have.
In Pittsburgh, Yana Hautala, KOAM News.
Officials estimate at the end of the day they have collected over $30,000 for Special Olympics Kansas. And as we head into tomorrow morning, this is a wind advisory for the majority of our area that kicks in about 6 o'clock tomorrow morning and runs all the way through Wednesday at 3 o'clock in the morning. Not anything to deal with today. We'll talk about those winds in a moment. Right now, we've got clear skies, a beautiful look from 32nd and Rangeline, same at 7th and Rangeline, but we're cold. 32 feels like 27 with a west breeze at 5 in Joplin, but as you can see, clear skies all around. 27 in Iola, 28 Parsons, 36 Miami Grove, 35 Anderson, and 32 as we start the day in Carthage. Now going through the rest of the morning, we'll see plentiful sunshine and we'll start to warm up eventually, making it to 48 by 11. We're looking at highs pushing the upper 50s, maybe even the lower 60s for some of us. Again, abundant sunshine through today, and winds will be calm for today. And then things will start to change. We head into this evening, clouds build in. We are cloudy through the night. We hit 47 about 8 o'clock and just stay there. 47 our low. Showers start building in, say, around 11 o'clock tonight. And then that'll translate into a bigger system and more rain as we head into our Valentine's Day. So here's those showers early tomorrow morning. Could even have a few thunderstorms. No severe weather expected at this time, but some heavier rain definitely possible. And this is going to be a nearly all-day event tomorrow as we head into the evening hours as well. So if you have have Valentine's Day plans, make sure that you plan them inside. And here's why we have the wind advisory. As we go into tonight, winds start gusting 30 to 40 miles an hour, and through the day tomorrow, they'll be in that 40 to 50, possibly even upwards of 55 miles an hour as we go through the majority of our Tuesday. So do be aware of that. So again, got thunderstorm chances tomorrow up to 56, 65 for us on Wednesday. Another system comes in, drops us 40 degrees down to 25. And that could lead to a light wintry mix, maybe some light snow in our northwestern counties late Wednesday into Thursday morning. Only 35 Thursday, 39 Friday, but as we head into the weekend, the clouds may increase, but the temperatures do as well as we get close to 60 again. We're back with more right after this. Well, two unusual shoppers were spotted at a Target in Texas last Wednesday, and they had hooves.
Fox's Matthew Sidorov has the story.
One of those stories you definitely don't hear every day, but tonight 2 goats are safe after wandering through this Target in Spring. They kind of had them in this holding cell of the entranceway until police arrived this evening. This is off Cypresswood Drive. One of them kind of looking at the camera, a little confused there. The other relaxing, sprawled out against the door, almost maybe taking a nap. This is after wandering through the store. The goats are now safe. They've been handed over to Harris County Livestock, but we did speak with 2 customers. They said they saw the goats inside and were very confused.
DoorDash, and next thing you know, my sister was like, yo, that's a goat. And I looked, I was like, dang, that's a goat.
And they trapped them in the door, and it was just funny. It just looked weird. I was like, I don't know what's going on here.
Right now, authorities couldn't confirm the names of the goats, but they also didn't deny possible names, maybe Tom Brady or even Michael Jordan. Who knows?
Interesting. Hey, goats have needs too, okay?
Yeah.
They have maybe they had some gift cards they wanted to redeem.
Yeah.
You never know.
Need to take care of those before they expire.
Absolutely you do. And what better place to do it than Target, right?
There you go.
All right. We'll be right back after this.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. It's currently 7:27. And needless to say, the party didn't stop for the Chiefs fan after their big win last night. Many fans made their way to Academy Sports in Joplin, which opened its doors after the win, so fans could buy Super Bowl champs gear. For one couple at Academy, the night wrapped up a pretty memorable 2023.
I was just telling her, this is our 3rd ring this year. We got our wedding rings, her Astros ring, and Chiefs Super Bowl ring, man.
Yeah!
Super exciting.
KOAM's Shannon Becker was at Academy Sports and spoke to the manager, who said they would stay open as long as fans were showing up. The Pittsburgh Area Chamber of Commerce gave residents a chance to get to know local businesses. The annual Pittsburgh Business Expo kicked off Friday with the theme Hollywood Walk of Fame, and businesses could showcase their products and services to members of the community.
It gets the word out for those businesses. It's a great opportunity for networking, great opportunity for community members to come out, learn about new job opportunities that a business might be having, and networking too.
Businesses also won awards based on how they decorated their booth. The expo ran on Friday from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., then ran from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Saturday. Well, Joplin residents made their voices heard about a historic building. Students from K-State University collected local input on the future of the Union Depot. Residents were asked to provide ideas on how the historic building could be used to best serve Joplin's needs. The students will take the input and organize it into a presentable document for future use.
Getting the community's input on a project like this is really neat because it means that the community is going to buy into whatever ends up there. You know, they're going to attend what's there because they wanted it. They're going to be part of making whatever that initiative is successful. But kind of the big question is, like, what should it be? You know, it's a very unique building and a unique location, and so the community is here tonight kind of giving us some input on that.
The depot was listed on the National Register of Historic Places as a significant building in 1973. Webb City JROTC Rifle Team competed in the Regional and National Army Service Championships. Webb City had 4 of the 8 top shooters in the region, with Preston Burton placing first, Jonathan Tatum in second, Yesa Walker in fourth, and Gabe Elder taking 6th. Webb City qualified 2 teams for the first time this year to compete in the top 50 Army JROTC teams in the nation.
So, I mean, discipline, focus, safety, concentration, all of that are things that are stressed for a rifle program like this, and they do put in the work.
Webb City qualified 2 teams for the first time this year to compete in the top 50 Army JROTC teams in the nation. Missouri Department of Conservation is holding an event to teach the public how to build bluebird boxes. Anyone who wants to learn more about bluebirds and help provide nesting habitats for them should plan to attend the Bluebird Basics Workshop on February 18th at the MDC Shoal Creek Conservation Education Center in Joplin. The event is free to the public and runs from 1 to 2:30 p.m. Each family will construct and take 1 bluebird box home. Boards will be provided, but participants will need to bring an electric screwdriver or drill with a Phillips head drill bit.
The bluebird population is coming back today, and the primary reason is they have more nesting habitat. And the reason they have more nesting habitat is because people have put up these bluebird boxes. Bluebird boxes, or bluebirds use these, so this has helped the bluebird population come back. So this is...
Participants can register online at the MDC's website. First Community Church in Joplin hosted a chocolate festival to raise money for the philanthropic educational organization. The festival offered visitors chocolate party trays, pies, cakes, and cookies for any Super Bowl party, as well as a salad lunch.
Instead of all of us baking chocolate chip cookies at home, we made them all together, and we used the same recipes and tried to get them all about the same size. So that's a new thing that we hadn't done in years past. And then this year, we decided to do some party trays because of the big game coming up, and put some of our things together and just see if people would like that. Every year we try to do something different.
The organization provides educational opportunities for women. And of course, we had Linda in here on our morning show Tuesday morning.
We did.
Well, this morning we're discussing superheroes.
Ezra Miller has double trouble in the first full trailer for The Flash. When the high-speed superhero travels to the past, he messes up the future, creating not only 2 of himself, but jumping Batman timelines, going from Ben Affleck all the way back to Michael Keaton.
We also get General Zod and a glimpse of Supergirl. And if you're interested in seeing The Flash, it zips into theaters in June.
That brings us to our question we've been asking this morning. Who's your favorite superhero? So far, 29% of you say it's somebody not on our list, but 22% of you say Batman and Superman. 14% going to Wonder Woman, 7% to Thor, and 3% to Black Widow and Iron Man. So make sure you vote through our website, our app, take part in the discussion on our Facebook page.
My youngest loves Iron Man. He's always drawing pictures of Iron Man.
Gotcha.
He's fun to sketch.
They're all awesome. They're all awesome. Hard to pick just one. And today is going to be a great day, but we also have this. This is a wind advisory. It kicks in early tomorrow morning and runs through Wednesday early morning, as we could see some pretty gusty winds heading into our Tuesday. Now for today, we're looking really good. Look at the skies out here in Joplin, clear as can be, as far as the camera can see. 32 is where we're at, feeling like 27, that west breeze at 5 miles an hour. Cold start for us again this morning. We got 27 Iola Yates Center, 28 Parsons, Neodesha, 35 Miami, 33 Neosho, and 32 in Carthage and Lamar this morning. As we get our day underway, as you saw, we'll have abundant sunshine through the day and calm winds for today, making it up to 48 by 11 this morning. We've got highs pushing the upper 50s, maybe even into the lower 60s for some of us, with more than enough sunshine. We start to be partly cloudy by 4, and clouds quickly roll in this evening, and we will be cloudy through the evening hours. We'll hit 47 at 8. And just kind of hover around that. That's our low, and we'll start to see showers move in, say around 11 o'clock tonight, which we can see on the future track. And that's the other side of this, is as we roll into Tuesday, we could also see some scattered thunderstorms out there. No severe weather anticipated, but could have some heavier rainfall. In fact, we're looking at possible totals anywhere from roughly a ½ inch up in the northwest, upwards of maybe even close to 3/4 of an inch as you head along and south of I-44. The other side of this is that wind advisory, and that's because as we head into overnight tonight and in through tomorrow, we're looking at wind gusts 30, 40, possibly 50 miles an hour as we go through the majority of our Tuesday. Some of those gusts could even push upwards of 55. So we are going to make it up to 56 tomorrow. Those thunderstorm chances, 65 Wednesday, temperatures drop 40 degrees, and we can see a light wintry mix Wednesday night into Thursday in our northwestern counties, 35 Thursday, 39 Friday, and as we head into the weekend, we start to warm up again. We got more of the KOAM Morning News right after this. Well, the disappearance of a pet can be heart-wrenching. Such was the case for a New Mexico woman whose beloved dog vanished without a trace 7 years ago. But on Thursday, she got a big surprise from 1,700 miles away. Cody Alcom shows us what happened to a little dog named Nugget.
I bought him in Stephenville at a rodeo.
Jessie Springer says Nugget was her ride or die, but in late 2015, her sidekick disappeared.
Oh, and I was devastated. I mean, that's the original OG Snug Nug. I was like, well, he's microchipped. And so I called the shelters, I called the vets, like checked up every couple days, and nothing.
Nugget seemed to have just vanished until Thursday night. 7 years later, 1,700 miles away from Farmington, New Mexico, a woman in Travelers Rest, South Carolina noticed something on the road outside her home.
I saw him start to get past my house, and I threw my shoes on, grabbed my phone with my flashlight, and ran out and scooped him out of pitch dark pouring rain.
Little did she know the story behind this gray fur.
They immediately checked for a microchip and immediately got Jessie's number.
A call Springer will never forget.
And I was like, what does the dog look like? And she said, he's a little, I can't even say, I'm gonna start crying. He's a little yellow dog and his name's Nugget.
There he was on FaceTime 7 years later.
I mean, there wasn't a dry eye in the house.
Angela Joshwin with Carolina Loving Hound Rescue is behind this reunion.
A once-in-a-lifetime kind of rescues, honestly. This is everything we work for, to reunite these guys.
If only he could speak. But thankfully, there's people out there like Jennifer and Angela who gave Nugget a voice and found his way back home.
Not just placing a dog into a home, but the home he belongs into, all along. So this is awesome. So if I had to rate it from 1 to 10, it would probably be a 25.
Absolutely incredible story. And like so many of these, this is a great reminder to make sure your pet is microchipped. It's also important to note that if you do find a lost pet, to immediately take it to a vet and have it checked for that microchip. Also, don't forget to update your microchip information if you move or change numbers. In this case, for Springer and Nugget, she hadn't changed her phone number in 7 years. Incredible story there. Well, we've got an incredible start for us, albeit a bit cold. We'll tell you about this beautiful Monday and a rainy Tuesday when the KOAM Morning News returns. Well, we do have a wind advisory that kicks in for most of us as we head into early tomorrow morning, and it will run until early Wednesday morning. We're going to talk about those gusty winds here in just a moment. But first, live look at the MoDOT camera at 32nd and Range Line. Clear skies out there, sun is shining, and that will help us really start to warm up after this pretty cold start. 32 in Joplin, feels like 27 right now with a west breeze at 5 miles an hour. Temperatures across the region look like this: 26 in Iola, 28 Parsons, 34 Miami, 33 Neosho, and 31 in Lamar. Now, as we start our day, again, more than abundant sunshine out there for us today, and that will allow temperatures to begin to warm. We're up to 48 by 11 this morning. We're looking at highs in the upper 50s, maybe even the lower 60s for some of us, with more than enough sunshine. As I mentioned, it's just going to be a gorgeous day, and calm winds for us today. Partly cloudy by 4, and as we head into the evening, clouds increase, and we will be plain old cloudy down to 47 by 8. That will be our low, and we'll start to see showers move in here in, around 11 o'clock tonight and run through tomorrow. Let's talk real quick about those winds, as I was promising. As we head into tonight, wind gusts start picking up. We're talking 25, 35, 40 miles an hour. And as we go through our Tuesday, we're looking at wind gusts pushing 30, 40, maybe even 50 miles an hour as we head through the day. Well, on top of that, we've got the shower and thunderstorm chances tomorrow as well. So, The good news is with the storm chances tomorrow, no severe weather expected. That should stay off to our south and east. If that changes, we of course will let you know. 56, 65 Wednesday, a 40-degree drop in temperatures Wednesday to Wednesday night, down to 25. A light wintry mix possible, mainly in our northwestern counties overnight. 35 Thursday, 39 on Friday. And then take a look at the weekend. Yeah, the clouds increase, but thankfully so do the temperatures as we head back into the 50s. That's a check of your forecast. Here's Tanya Bach with Consumer Watch.
Thanks, Chris. Newly released data shows December consumer prices rose from the month before, instead of falling as previously thought. When the Bureau of Labor and Statistics released raw data, prices were down 0.1% last month. But after the agency recalculated it for seasonal factors like weather events, holidays, etc., the consumer price index went up 0.1% in December. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell and Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen have both urged people not to read too much into any one data point, but instead look at a variety of measurements over a longer time period. The January CPI numbers are scheduled to be released on Tuesday. Consumer sentiment hits a 13-month high, a sign that easing inflation and a strong jobs report are helping people feel better about spending money in this economy. According to a survey released Friday by the University of Michigan, the Consumer Sentiment Index for February increased by 1.5 points to 66.4. That's better than expected. Economists were only expecting the index to reach 65. In January, the U.S. economy added 517,000 jobs, and the unemployment rate dipped to 3.4%, the lowest level since May of 1969. Economists say consumers still remain cautious ahead of a potential downturn. More than 40% of those surveyed said they believe unemployment will get worse in the year ahead. Many of Twitter's top advertisers have stopped spending on the platform, and that's according to data provided by digital marketing analysis firm Pathmatics. The data shows more than half of Twitter's top 1,000 advertisers in September were no longer spending on the platform in the first weeks of January. According to Pathmatics, Coca-Cola, Unilever, Jeep, and Merck are some of the major brands that pulled their ad dollars. As a result, monthly revenue from Twitter's top advertisers plummeted more than 60% from October, when Elon Musk acquired Twitter, through January 25th. Musk now appears to be trying to woo the companies back for one of Twitter's biggest audience days of the year by reportedly offering a Super Bowl fire sale deal. We'll be right back with more after this, but first, let's take a look at the market. KOAM and our parent company, Morgan Murphy Media, are giving new journalists the opportunity for a year of in-depth training, giving them experience in many different aspects of the newsroom.
We want to introduce you to this first group to participate in the program, and this morning we're bringing you Amber Jenkins.
Amber Jenkins enjoys going to the coffee shop, but not for the coffee.
Can I have a chocolate milkshake? Oh, it's so pretty. I always take a shot of my food before I eat. As a reporter, I love it, as you can see.
Amber was selected for an intensive training program at KOAM designed to advance the skills of promising young journalists.
I remember when I told my mom that, I'm gonna go to Joplin and become a reporter, and she's like, ain't that where they had that huge tornado? And I'm just like, yeah. So much out here. The world is so big.
Amber grew up in North Carolina, and with her first job waiting, she scooped up her feisty little graduation gift and headed to the Midwest.
I thought to myself, wow, little do you know, in a month or so, we're going to move across country, and it's just going to be me and you. It's just like me. He loves the camera.
It was an unlikely journey for Amber, becoming a reporter. At age 4, she was diagnosed with a speech impediment, a serious obstacle for a little girl, but Amber's family didn't let it get in the way. Neither did she.
Growing up, I always felt really self-conscious about it because, if you don't say a word right, then that's all people think about. Oh, she can't say this word right, or people think she's dumb or something like that. Even when I'm telling the news, I'm anchoring, I still have flashbacks of my mom and Nana coaching me, say it like this, be confident, just be a mom and a nana. Of course, they're proud of me, but they're also proud of me because they were the ones that was teaching me how to talk. A staggered dismissal. So
Amber has done a lot of talking on the air since she arrived. She says every story, every moment in front of the camera is another chance to grow.
I'm picking up so many tips. Dow says I'm learning so quickly, but it's because I have so many great examples at the station.
Amber says she'd like to take her passion for reporting back home one day, along with Ghost, of course, and her dream to keep talking for a living.
5-year-old Amber would not think that I'll be talking for my job, so I'm still trying to get better at those slip-ups. I think my story of having had a speech impediment and still becoming a broadcaster just truly shows that confidence, practice, faith really gets you places despite what limitations you have on paper, An
incredible story. And
well, we've definitely enjoyed working with her so far.
yes, we have. We really have.
Well, you can find more information out about the J365 program on our website at KOAMnewsnow.com.
An excellent resource if you are a college student looking for your first career. This is the way to go. There's a lot of information on our website about that. And we've got an absolutely beautiful day lined up for us today. If you are sick today from work for some odd reason, I know there's something going around today, it seems. We're at 32 right now, so it is cold. 27 in Joplin with that west breeze at 5. Like I said, it's cold across the area. 26 Iola, 27 Yates Center, 32 Chetopa, 34 Miami, and 33 in Neosho as we start our day. Now, as we go through the rest of the morning, we have plentiful sunshine to get us through the day. 48 by 11 o'clock. We're looking at highs pushing the upper 50s, maybe even lower 60s with more than enough sunshine. Partly cloudy by 4, and then by this evening, clouds quickly roll in. We become cloudy overnight and into the evening. 47 for our low, and that's where we're just going to kind of camp out for a bit. And then we have shower chances building in as we head into tonight, and that'll translate into more rain, maybe even some thunderstorms tomorrow. Aside from the storm chances, we have a wind advisory tomorrow for most of us because we could see wind gusts ranging anywhere 40, 50, maybe even 55 miles an hour. So be aware of that. Storm chances, though, no severe weather expected at this time. If that changes, we'll let you know. We're up to 56, 65 Wednesday, 40-degree drop Wednesday into Wednesday night. Could lead to a light wintry mix late Wednesday into early Thursday for our northwestern counties. 35 Thursday, 39 Friday, and then we get into this weekend. We start to see a few more clouds, maybe some shower chances late Sunday, but we also see temperatures climbing back into the 50s. We're back with more right after this.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. Here's what's happening today. On orders from President Biden, a U.S. fighter jet shot down another unmanned unidentified object yesterday, this time over northern Michigan's Lake Huron. On Saturday, NORAD took down a mystery object over Canada's Yukon territory, and U.S. forces down an object near Alaska's icy coast on Friday. It's been over a week since a suspected Chinese spy balloon was shot down off of South Carolina's coast after it flew across the U.S. We'll have more on this today at noon. And today marks 1 week since devastating earthquakes struck in Turkey and Syria. The death toll rose well above 30,000, and many more are feared dead. In Turkey, searchers rescued a father and his 11-year-old daughter from the rubble more than 140 hours after they were buried. And the Kansas City Chiefs and their fans are celebrating the team's 38-35 Super Bowl victory over the Philadelphia Eagles. It was the Chiefs' second Super Bowl win in 4 years. The Chiefs' Patrick Mahomes and the Eagles' Jalen Hurts both had many star moments as they made history in the first Super Bowl matchup featuring two black starting quarterbacks.
We've got a very warm day for us today. We're heading for highs, upper 50s, maybe even the lower 60s with plentiful sunshine through the afternoon. As we head into this evening, though, clouds build in. We'll be cloudy. We hit 47 by 8 and just hover there. Then we'll see some showers building in late tonight, say around 11 o'clock. As we look at that 7-day forecast, we could see some showers, maybe some scattered thunderstorms tomorrow. No severe weather expected, but some heavy rain possible. Also very gusty winds. A wind advisory for wind gusts pushing 40 or 50 miles an hour. 65 Wednesday, 40-degree drop Wednesday night, maybe a light wintry mix for our northwestern counties. We're cold Thursday and Friday, and then we'll start to warm up again this weekend. So we got one heck of a roller coaster on our hands.
Well, forget the chocolate. This is my favorite. Cheese lovers celebrate.
See, today is National Cheddar Day. The type of cheese is a favorite in mac and cheese, on burgers, and grilled cheese.
It also comes in different varieties, including extra sharp and mild. A report says sales of cheddar cheese make up about a third of all cheese sold in the U.S., and it's been around in the country since the 1800s. I love that it's not just cheese day, it's like a specific kind of cheese day.
It's cheddar cheese. Well, we have enough days and we have enough things on those days. We can fit in each cheese with its own day. So make sure you celebrate with some cheese.
I did sign up to be that cheese tester. I wonder if I won that competition.
We'll have to find out, won't we? Well, thanks so much for letting us put the good in your morning. Back with more news and weather at noon.
Have a great morning and an even better day.